Hey there, folks. Welcome to the Fallout mod stream that I mentioned. Quick heads up. Hey, Alec. Quick heads up for you folks, and I'll mention this again when more people are in, because I'll wait till there's a few more people, depending. But yeah, that I may not be able to see chat. That's one issue with this. So I won't be able to see the chat, but this is more just kind of a showcase video. You know. And stuff of that nature. Hey, Rebecca. Hey. Quetz is good, and hey, Brie. And yeah, just for everybody who's just popped in, I won't be able to see chat once this starts. So that is just a heads up, and I won't be doing voice requests for this because it's probably going to be a short-ish stream. Because it's basically just to show off some of the concept and stuff for the mod for Fallout 4 that I was coming up with. So, yeah. Heck yeah. Hey, Leon. But yeah, so, yeah. I've seen some bits of it, gameplay stuff. I'm excited. I want to play it. No worries, Jay. But yeah, so without further ado, let me start this up. And hopefully it'll work, because it's crashed occasionally on me, so... One of those things. Just one of those wonderful little things related to streaming. Oh yeah, there'll be one, a normal one on, Saturday, like usual. And heck yeah, gaming stream. And yeah, Phantom Zone, just a heads up, since you and Leon and a couple others are new to popping into while I'm doing this, I sadly won't be able to see stream. And yes, I will be working on a catnap one, because I am very excited for that idea of doing one like that. But yeah, so now I'm starting, so just a heads up. I'm sorry, Phantom Zone. I hope things get better. But yeah, so without further ado, folks. Okay, I may need to exit out again because apparently I goofed up on settings. I have it coming out of my speakers and not out of my microphone's speakers, so I can't hear it through the headphones. Oops. Pardon the technical difficulties. And thank you. I'm glad I'm able to do it too. I hope it works out, because as I said, I don't know. It froze on me before, so crossing my fingers. And yes, for any of you folks wondering who know normal Fallout 4, I do have mods, just a heads up. There are mods on this game. So I use mods, but I also want to make a mod, is why we kind of want to show this to folks. And you folks will even get to see the guy over in the corner there, Cherry Bomb. Because that's one of the saves that I'll be showing you folks. Because I have it kind of split up into saves. So I could keep track of certain things I had built. Alright, and yes, I will be using cheats. Oh my. But I've played the game 1,000 times, and my opinion on cheats is... if you've played the game 1,000 times to the point where it's become boring, sometimes cheating can spice it up. You know. So there's that. Ah, the loading screens of Bethesda games. And time ticks by. The one downside to all the mods, too. Okay, so first off, this is Cherry Bomb. Oh, come on, don't crash. Don't crash. Oh, alright, folks. Well, it's seeming to give me the... Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, good, good, good. So this is Cherry Bomb. This would be one of the characters for the mod. This is actually a custom textured outfit for him that I did. It's one of the outfits from the normal game, just recolored and redone. Also, the hat is redone. It's got a little bottle cap on the, like, band of the headband and such. So yeah, that's him. Let me... Does this... Okay, so yes, it makes it sound finally. Because this gun right here is a custom gun that I did for the mod called Cherry's Bullet Squeezer. So it's a very bizarre gun. So yeah, and not related to the mod, but I just think you folks may kind of find this cool if you like weird builds. This is the character's, well, one of the character's houses. You've got all this stuff here. By the way, I do not endorse drugs. But you've got all these drugs right after I say that. You've got little displays everywhere and such. A nice little doghouse for the pet dog. And things of that nature. You know, you've got all sorts of cool stuff. This was more just a fun build to kind of test building something that feels like it could fit in the world. So it's very, you know, fancy schmancy. But, if I am remembering correctly, because mind you, folks, this is also kind of a refresher for myself here. So this is kind of one of the things that you would be able to see in the mod, which is Blight. This is related to one of the characters who ends up getting turned into one of these, depending on the outcome of the storyline. It's kind of an interesting character concept there for you folks. But let's see here. We have, if I'm able to find it again, because I have quite a few mod houses, too. I like modded locations largely in games, so there is that. And I accidentally got some that were quite closely packed together. I did not realize, so oops. Let's hope that this is a part of what I was talking about. If not, though, cool showcase of random stuff I've built, I guess, is how to see it. And I apologize to anybody popping in. I cannot see the chat, as I have said, so there's that, folks. I apologize. But I will read back and answer the questions in the comments. Yeah, apologies for that. I'm also going to be, tomorrow, before I do my recording work for the day, checking through comments on the videos. You know, the, not comments, the chat, brain. But yeah, so... This is related to the mod. Yes, excellent. Splendid. Wonderful. Good, good, good. So, this is for some characters. For those of you who know what Fallout, like, creatures are, if not, just look up Fallout Deathclaws. And this was for a talking Deathclaw, basically, that was going to be in the mod. You're going to wait right there. You're going to ruin this visually for me.
Hey. How may I be of service?
By staying, yes, exactly, by staying right there. Excellent, splendid, good. We're all good. Wrong button. There we go. All right, now stay put. Now this is this is for the Deathclaw's place, and so it was supposed to be kind of a makeshifty bedroom with very massive doors and other weird stuff about, including his, warning, gore, food. Yeah. Because they're meat eaters, so yes. And you've got all this stuff around, you know, little couch setup, little sun rock, because they're reptiles, so I was like, probably would like a little bit of warmth when designing the character concept. And then his bedroom, which, yeah, was a very weird setup with all sorts of random things, you know. So yeah, that's the first of them. As I said, again, apologies, folks, that I can't see the chat right now. I really need to fix that. I just have my settings for VRChat stuff more than anything. And then this is another one. This is kind of a habitat kind of feeling thing, and that's because there was another creature that lived, kind of like an alligator thing, but yeah, lived in here. So, yeah, this is meant to feel very much like a laboratory location. So yeah, there's that. And that was mainly that stuff. That was more just for fun, you know. Some of those, are going to be in the mod, perhaps. It depends on how ambitious I'm gonna try and get if I ever do this. And then I can showcase some of the outfits here for the mod. So this is Old Man Death's, one of my characters, which I will show you the save of that later. And this was his suit. It's actually got special, you know, like effects on it, so to speak, and everything, and is slightly custom textured. This is less work than I put into the others. It's got a skull print on the hat and a little skull lapel pin, if you look carefully. But this is one of my crowning glories, which is Blight's armor. For starters, if you look carefully, let me get out my gun here, which I know sounds a bit odd. Wrong button. How do I, oh, it's been so long. Okay, there we go. So if you look carefully, it says Blight scratched into the armor, for one. And it looks like it's kind of got this radioactive theming going, which was the point. Also, these are made of radioactive warning signs and barrels, is how I had done it. This is like a custom texturing to this armor from the game, as well as the colors of it are very custom texture in a lot of ways. And this is one of the creepier bits of gear for the mod, which was the Boogeyman's. He was supposed to basically be a... Basically, they have something in Fallout universe called ghouls. They're people who have been kind of mutated by the radiation. They're not like anything really terrible, but they can live much longer than most humans. And so he was supposed to have been very young from when the bombs actually fell and has been living alone. And so all of his stuff is just old children's clothes of his just patched together, which some of these are actually done to mimic the textures of children's clothing from the games, such as that shirt, the jeans, and this is a rug from the game texture. So yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff thrown throughout there to kind of show that he's a kid. And then that's it for that part of the displays. There are some just random builds that I've done, like this for fun shooting range, which just makes noise and such, or turns lights on and off. And yeah, this gun is Cherry Bomb's gun, as I said, and it is very special in more than one way. It even has, like, an engraving on it, if I can actually access it amongst all the masses of weapons that I have. I carry too many weapons because I'm using God mode. I don't need to worry about getting over encumbered in the game. I can carry how much I like. So, to hell with that. I'm just gonna, carry everything, I guess. I forget sometimes. I'm a bit of a collector in it, but here is Cherry Bomb's weapon in the game, and it has an engraving, which I'm not sure due to the image quality, but it actually has the line "Laugh, Clown, Laugh," which is a reference to something very old, to put it simply. But this thing is very special. The texture work was custom to make it look a bit shinier and nicer. And then we have some weird weapons that I've had, like this one, which is, it may say small chance to send enemies flying, but it does far more than that. And this was a weapon you were supposed to be able to get in the mod. And Myrtleizer is a reference to Three Stooges. So let's, for fun here, folks, I'm definitely not going to be able to monetize on this stream because it's going to get a bit violent. But let me show you exactly what kind of insanity this thing is and what Cherry Bomb's bullet squeezer does as well. So you folks can kind of get a glimpse of the craziness that is this weapon for the mod. Because it was also supposed to kind of have a hint of zaniness, because I love zany, weird stuff, and I wanted the mod to kind of reflect that. And, well, my robot messes up those people stays. Come here. No, 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 where are you going? Because it either just takes them out really easily, or it'll do stuff like that, but it's supposed to kind of make them fly back really far when it does that cheer. But it can also do a random area of effect move that'll just blast everything in its way out of the way, to put it simply. It's one of my favorite weird toys I've made for this, honestly. Because, I don't know, I love weird weapons in games like this, and just for the sake it can launch enemies randomly, and also has a chance to just cause a kind of, like, psychic explosion around you, kind of like a psychic push kind of effect going that'll just knock everyone back. Yes, I'm only surviving because of God mode here, folks. This is more just a show of the weapons and what they can do, so for right now, and I'm pretty over encumbered, so yeah. Oh, I need to turn off audio so I don't get the songs in here, because that copyright. There we go. You saw that massive boom of blue light. That is what I am talking about, folks. It will do that. It will randomly just launch that, you know. Well, that's odd. Oh, well. I guess I can't really fix that for right now, folks. So, now that you've seen that, I will show you what Cherry's weapon can do here. First off, it's insanely powerful. This thing was designed to make him a very beastly companion, because he was meant to kind of follow you throughout some of the missions, as well as you can get him as somebody to follow around, you know, follow you around and be a companion in the game with you. I even had dialogue ideas planned out. But yeah, so it does poison effect, as well as radiation effect in the game, which prevents enemies from healing to a certain extent. So it was meant to be pretty powerful. A couple you know, a couple shots with this puppy and you're down. Which the backstory was, it was supposed to have been customized by him and a scientist that you can meet in the mod. But yeah, so that's this puppy, this weird gun, and this character. Because I know I don't have a lot of his... a lot of the other mod stuff was built on other characters' saves, just to kind of keep it a bit more organized. But we will exit this craziness. There we go. After I take out this group, which won't take but a second. And yeah, it has custom sound effects also. The sound effects for the gun were done by me. I wanted something that kind of sounded sci-fi, lasery. I'll fire it off once it's quiet so you folks can actually hear it. But yeah, so where are you? Shush. There we go. Anyway, the timing on that was just amazing. But yeah, as you can hear, it sounds kind of like a mix of a gun and a laser. So that is the weirdness that is that. So yeah, there's that. Now, folks, on to the next character, which is, let's see here, Old Man Death. No, that's the starter version of him. Sorry. Let's see. Blight. So this is Blight, which was going to be the main villain. And yes, if you're wondering what those two things were, one of them I forget. The other one was for a weapon for the mod called Slapped by Mo, which was going to be a wooden board with the words "Nyuk nyuk nyuk, get slapped by Mo" on it. That's if you know Three Stooges, there you go. There's your explanation. It's a joke on that, kind of. And I was gonna replace the sound effect with a very, like, basically a slapping sound, like you're just getting slapped in the face. And yeah, there was some, like, weird humor stuff thrown throughout this mod. And yet again, to anybody who's joined, I can't see chat, so apologies. But don't worry, there will be a voice request stream like always. So, this is Blight. He was a very intense character visually, and this is a mod location, not mine. Ah, come on. I am not in the mood for you. Oh, I'm in God mode, so you don't matter. Come here. Do I have... I think I have one of his special weapons on him. Because I do have a lot of the special weapons on certain characters because of just testing them out to see how the character would look with them and such. So we have this. This is Blight's Blade, which does a hell of a lot of damage and a hell of a lot of radiation damage and can also turn enemies to goo. This, I hadn't figured it out yet, but I was going to have it be... Okay, it's going to take a sec for it to load because I pressed the wrong gosh darn button, folks. My apologies. I am now in workshop mode. Okay, but yeah, so this weapon was going to be with green flames to kind of make it look more radioactive. And the blade was going to have a kind of radioactive look with the tank actually having... a radioactive logo on the tank itself. And by that, I mean this little tank right here. So picture it a little more kind of stained by radioactive material, kind of dripping down from these ports and off these ports here. And the tank would have a radioactive warning. But aside from that, its stats are the same. They were meant to be very powerful, not used often. This wasn't actually used by the character, aside from in one moment where he's meant to take out a character on purpose in a cutscene, so had to be powerful enough to just one hit take them out. So there's your explanation for anybody watching this and being like, why is that so overpowered, though, if that's, like, what he's gonna have them wielding? No, that's no. That's a different story. I don't want this to be a, you're fighting a character you can't beat. Also, it was going to be dropped by him if you killed him in a certain outcome. And my apologies for this kind of just being a talking stream, but yeah, my apologies, It's just due to technical difficulties, as I explained, because I haven't done a gaming stream in a while, so I haven't had it set up proper. So, this is going to be a tour of what will be in the mod, this character's lair, basically, where you encounter him. So some of this is kind of set up using mod stuff in order to convey it. Not all of it will be the same in the mod if I do it, because some details would need to be changed. But so, for instance, you have, this would kind of be changed. It would be more built out of radiation barrels, a throne. But when you first encounter the character, this would be basically what you walk in on, but him sitting in that throne. And yeah, you get to encounter him and meet him. That's why these static versions of enemies from the game, too, to kind of mimic what he would have in there, which are these little feral ghoul creatures. So you have, lots of crazy, weird stuff in here. And then you have, these are just, as I said, static figures. So they're not really doing anything. But they're meant to kind of display what it would be like. Alright, I'm going to need to turn down the audio in the game because I do not want to get a copyright strike. So, there we go. Hopefully that quiets down the music. Okay, good. So, this is Blight's bedroom with this setup because he was supposed to be basically, he had kind of had a genetic mutation where he was able to absorb radiation. And apologies for doing this occasionally. Just to turn the view, I have to press a button. I need to figure that out, honestly. Okay, there we go. So this character, yeah. That's why the kind of radiation and looking like his gas mask is kind of dripping and pumping radiation into him. So lots of radiation-related stuffs around here. And then you have a shop that would be in the game with an NPC. It would largely sell Raider-related gear. Because that's something I kind of found would be cool, is some more actual Raider-related gear in the game being sold for the player to just get if they wanted. So yeah. Then we have, and just weird setups everywhere. Some of this is kind of just loose concepts as well, due to it using other modders' stuff to kind of flesh out the idea a pinch more. But yeah, and then you have this, which is for Cherry Bomb, because backstory, he was kind of working with these characters. And then you have just weird things around here, broken stuff everywhere. Because some of this I won't fully be showing, because I don't want to ruin things for the mod, This is a peek at an arena that the player will be fighting in the mod. So that'll be interesting. For when I actually execute that part of the plan, if I do the mod. So So yeah, this is some of the basics, because some of this stuff is the way it should be for the mod, as I said. As best as one can. Is always the thing. Ah, that's my answer to my question. I had forgotten a while back how to get into the lower level where the basically normal part of his gang were supposed to be hanging out, watching the show. The things you randomly remember. So, let me see here, because if I'm remembering, it's just been so gosh darn long, and I forget how to play certain parts of this even. Da, da, da. I know, yes, this was one thing that I'd turned a town into one of the locations, basically, if this is correct. Because some of the places you can build at in the game, I ended up using as kind of blank canvases to build places I was actually going to have in the mod, because I was going to add extra locations too. So there's that other detail of how it was going to be ambitious, although I'd kind of whittled it down to a couple locations. Okay, so no, this is not it for the saves. It was another save. Dang. I do love a moment where I don't remember things. Alright, so we go to load, character, yes. Yeah, I believe Cherry Bombs was the one with the other locales, so we'll check that first, folks, and then we'll see. But yeah, thanks for, bearing with me here, folks, and to anybody who is wanting to see a different stream, I apologize, and there will be one, next weekend, this coming weekend, so don't worry. And, also thank you for bearing with this, to those who are still here with me. But yeah, it was going to be a 3-part, mod, basically, where there is, first storyline is helping Cherry Bomb, basically start a new life, because I don't want to give away the story for if I ever do it. The second part was Cherry Bomb tells you some stories, some rumors he's heard, and wants you to go check out these rumors for him. And each one kind of leads you to something interesting. So yeah, that's a quick sum up, and you get weapons and armor and such from them, from the missions. So yeah, you could get a lot of cool stuff from it, to put it simply. And I really just, I don't know, it's kind of a passion project idea of mine to have done a mod for Fallout. So let's see if I'm remembering correctly. And sorry, my voice is suddenly doing this number. And I apologize if that hurt anybody's ears there, because that was unannounced. Alrighty then, so I need to find again, because, as I said, folks, it is merely a matter of finding the right locations or things, because I have quite a few saves, quite a few locations I've discovered over time, and quite a few modded locations, too, so it's hard to find what you're looking for sometimes when it's just a mess of locations, and some of them aren't even from the game. They're just add-ons because of mods that I got. Alright, let's see. Where is... There it is. Hopefully this is one of them. If not, though, depending on how long this takes me to find it, I may just end up recording this is kind of like a mod showcase in the end and just record it and post it so it's a bit more finished and polished feeling. Because right now the editor side of me is like, this is looking terrible. Up. Yay. Found it. Boo. Getting radiation. So this is the town of Lazarus, which was going to be a town in the mod that was of ghouls. Because I'll show you what ghouls are. Because this town, originally in the normal game, is pretty much all ghouls. Hello, Strong. That is one of the characters. So these beacons basically clean up high levels of irradiation. So that's what those are for. That's actually kind of something in the games that they mention, although it's for a special kind of fog. But still, it works out. So yeah, this is a ghoul. Say hello, Deirdre. So this is a ghoul. Yeah, they look kind of... Oh god, but they're humans. Just like you or me. They've just experienced high levels of irradiation and have kind of been altered because of it, but they're human beings. And so yeah, out of just like of them, because there are a couple ghoul characters from the old games that I've liked. That yeah, I just improved and kind of made a really nice town for them here. So there's a nice little town going here for them. So this is their place. Nothing too fancy, honestly, aside from the bar. That's the fanciest thing I added to this location. So it's this interesting little bar location. So there is one of the first locations. Because this was like a side mission-y type of location that you could find where I was going to have kind of a basically more makeshift version of this place in a way. So yeah, there's that. I believe that's all for this save, though. So let us go to another save. Yes. Oh. But yeah, folks, it's looking like, depending on it, I may not be streaming for too long because there's not too much more to show. Not too much. Let me turn back on the audio because for this character, I can actually show off one of the items as well. Which is his knife. And that sound... that sigh that you hear is a special sound effect tied into it. And that is Old Man Death. Basically, he was one of the characters that you could encounter in the mission. He was pretty creepy, honestly. And yeah, some of this is kind of a behind-the-scenes glimpse for you folks, I guess, of when I was gonna do the mod. Which was, I was gonna use this as a shot of him kind of standing there. That's why those, things, because basically if I had him standing here, it kind of casts an eerie shadow over him. And then you kind of have like a face kind of glaring, you know, kind of face shape due to the shadows. So it added some eeriness to the shot, to put it simply, and weird lighting effects. And then you had basically, here's a bit more of a showcase of Cherry Bomb's gear too. So you have all of this, which is, as I said, custom texture that's like paper texturing with kind of, because it's a post-apocalyptic area and, universe. A little bit of blood here and there on the paper flower. And then his hat was supposed to have paint on it and such, and a little bottle cap from the game stuck on his hat. So yeah, that's all custom for all of those. I really enjoyed working on this mod, honestly. Well, the basics of it, because there's only a few things for it. But this was rough concept of Old Man Death's place that you can find at one point. It was supposed to be an old military bunker, basically, is what it was supposed to be, that he had taken over. So yeah, there is that. Sorry if this is kind of awkward in general, folks. That's kind of the one thing I was worried about, though, is this would be kind of a weird stream, for the sake of, like, number one, no ability to really talk with you folks is easy, and number two, just, I don't know, wasn't sure about the reaction to this showcase here of some of the mod-related stuff, because I don't know, it's just one of those things. It's very close to me, but yeah. And yeah, the other thing I was going to end up having for the mod was, because this is Death's Knife, which was more just a test of the sound effect and if it would work. This isn't its actual stats that it'd be in the game, minus it being fast. Then there's this, which was another item of his, which was going to be a custom assault rifle in the game that just can spray very large spread of bullets. So it was quite deadly, to put it simply. It was going to have special stats in the mod. This is just kind of a test of things. So let's see, is that it? Because I think, minus some other stuff, that's pretty close to it. But let me double check some things here. Let me see, Blight. Where's this the one? We shall check. I have no idea anymore. Sorry for the delaying here, folks, and kind of silences in between. I'm just kind of trying to remember what saves are what. Ah, this is a mod I got, by the way, folks. This replaces the dog in it with what I found pretty cute, little snake puppy mix here. So yeah, this is different. This is way different. Because this is before I got several of the mods that I used to make it. Concept-wise. Show all. Alright. Yeah, let's go back to Cherry Bomb, because I believe, you never know. This is a bit awkward, I won't lie, folks. I apologize for the awkwardness in the air. Although, knowing you wonderful folks, I'll probably look back at the chat when I can, and it'll say stuff like, "Don't worry, it's okay," because you folks are really wonderful, and I have to say I really adore my audience. You all are very wonderful people. And that even goes out to you people who are just peeking at this video and then tiptoeing away. Or just flipping away. I don't know. You get the point. Basically, the people who don't find interest in it. But that is completely fine. Because interest and likes are subjective. Much like normality. It is subjective. Because what's normal to some people is completely irregular to another person, and something that you're like, I don't get it. That's not normal. And loading, and loading, and loading. Come on. You can do it, game. Sometimes I feel like you gotta talk to a game, coax it along. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna rebuild something. Now I remember some of them. Let's see. Well, no, that's a part of a mod. That's the other thing, as I said, folks. Lots of modded locations. So sometimes it's kind of hard to be like, I know exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Oh dear me, I've completely lost track of it. Well, that's lovely. No, that was the wrong one again. Funny, no. No, that was another one of my... Because me and one of my friends discovered that if you basically just have a base mod, or base, save is what we liked to call it. Yeah, sometimes you can just basically skip the whole beginning cutscene, yada 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 stuff by just saving right after you freeze yourself. You know. Perhaps it is in Blight then. I'm hoping, I'm praying. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm desperate. But yeah, so basically, it was going to be a mod. I was looking for people to help me with it, because there was going to be side characters that needed to be voiced. I just did, like, test concepts of their voices for some of them. Some of them were ones that I was going to just voice myself, because the voices I'd come up with them kind of stuck in my head as, like, this is their voice kind of attitude, you know. Which is, I found it fine, because there was a lot of stuff about the characters that I really liked. Alright, so let's go to data again here, and hope and pray that I can actually find what I'm looking for. Oh well. But yeah, so basically, folks, I guess, I can kind of just explain things a little, real quick. But yeah, so it was going to be just basically a Fallout mod with a lot of my characters. It was kind of a dream project of mine to work on a Fallout mod. Just the problem always was the Fallout games that I wanted it in were always far too difficult to actually mod. They were the technical work, the coding, and oh, good lord. But Fallout 4 actually is quite easy to do modding with. And so, yeah, I wanted to do that. I still, to this day, that's a goal of mine, is to actually do a mod with that. Because, yeah, it's just something that's very close to me concept-wise, is this concept of a mod with my characters that I had created, because these characters, I've had them character-wise and played them in games and played in character as them for fun, since Fallout 3, which was one of, like, the first Fallout games I played. And so these are kind of like, in a sense, some of the more fully developed characters I had ever made, that I really hardcore thought about how I wanted them to be, act, talk, walk, all of that. So they're very detailed in that sense. And they took, lots of time and developed over time over just playing them over the years. Like, as I played the other games and kind of progressed their stories, they kind of evolved and changed and became their own thing. But so, yeah, all in all, that's something very special to me. And once I exit the game, I'll still be on just for a pinch longer, so I can go back and kind of answer questions or, reply to stuff. And actually, okay, so this I need to do later. But yeah, this was a character more meant as a side character to pop up in a picture. He was never really meant to fully appear in the mod. He is, because Cherry Bomb is gay, for people's information. And so this was supposed to be Cherry Bomb's boyfriend, basically. So yeah, that is an explanation of this and why I have this character. Because there was supposed to be an item in Cherry Bomb's hat that I was going to add to the texture in the end that actually was a photograph of this character. With a little special message from the character, too. So, yeah, that is a very basic sum up of the character and, about him. So, yeah, that is a glimpse into a little bit of my mod that I was hoping to create. So, yeah, that is that. But I am just going to load back in here real quick. And yeah, check one last place, because I am crossing my fingers that maybe that is correct, and that is good, and I'm accidentally dipping into the Markiplier here for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Whenever my voice goes deep, it just kind of hits near Markiplier. Kind of that, like, how Markiplier has that slight, not gruffness, but deep bass to his voice randomly. He'll randomly dip into the bass. Dear God, if Markiplier sees this, please do not hate me, sir. I am merely pointing out how you sound, and it is cool sounding, but it's a thing. I'm probably going to be watching this back too, folks, the stream, and just wondering what the heck I'm chatting on about. It's probably just the fact I can't actually chat with you folks during this. So, it's just probably my instincts to give some sort of activity, like activeness, to the stream. I think. So yeah, it appears that that is everything. So far that I can find. But as I said, I will be trying to do a little showcase video as well. So that way you folks can all actually see this. You know. Cause that would probably be good. But yeah, so there's a lot of little details to this mod. Some of it I didn't show you the full structures, just a quick sum up tour. Because I just kind of wanted to do a faster little quick sum up tour to kind of give you folks the basics of you know, the knowledge and info. And then if anybody who's watching this back is curious and would like to see more, or even if there's any people who watch this and work on mods, I would love to collaborate and try and make this dream a reality. That would be insanely awesome. I have mainly skills related to texturing, and even then, I wouldn't say I'm like a pro or anything. Joke's on you, this character story-wise in my head has no son. That's the one thing that does irk me about Fallout sometimes, but I'm really good at just using the imagination. And just imagining a completely different story. So this character's not even got a son. No children to speak of. But yeah, so this this is a basic sum up of my Fallout 4 mod concept, which is, if I ever do it, and you guys are looking on any places that have mods and see Cherry's Wild Wasteland Tales, then yeah, you have found it. You have found my story. And real quick, I am going to, because due to a modded weapon I made, it kind of messed up and I couldn't see. The weapon was visually wonky. I'll just put it that way. To not go into a full long tale of the mess up I made. But I couldn't really enjoy this weapon I had made, so now I'm going to give this weapon a spin, and we'll see if we can turn some people into goo piles, because that's what this thing does best. Unless everyone's dead. Well, everyone is dead. Oh dear. Well, that's not beneficial for showing off this, but oh well. We will, yeah, we'll do something different. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyways, but yeah, so as I said, folks, that's the basics of this. It is going to be a mod that is, as I said, some stories told by a very crazy, crazy character. Aha, I know what to do here. Because there is one thing near here that I wanted to show, because it's actually a part of the mod. It's just kind of tucked away in a building. Because some of the stuff is built in locations in the game, as I said, but it wasn't going to be there 100%. It was kind of going to be different in its own space, you know. Because one technical detail about the game is there are pre-saved kind of rooms that you can use in the building of these levels when you actually make the level. So this building, the interior at least, is supposed to have basically Cherry Bomb's business. Let's put it that way. So this is where you would start the mission, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I said lots of saves, so I can't fully remember all the time which saves contain what. Because sometimes I would get that itch to build something and be like, I don't want to do it on this save and, ruin what I built for the idea of the mod, so I'll do it on a different character, and then be like, wait, but that's not the character that has this location in their missions or whatnot, and then be like, oh, well. Now, let's turn off the audio so I don't get the dreaded copyright. All right, there we go. Yes, this place is very colorful for those of you wondering. And it is called Cherry's Place. And yeah, it is very decorated, as you folks can see. Very nicely and neatly set up. And yes, these mannequins were supposed to be here. Near the stage to kind of be a part of his weird act. And yeah, you just have all this weird stuff about, this door was supposed to lead to, in the concept up here, to bedrooms and stuff that you could enter the area of, but that's non-existent in the actual level, for this location. But due to being able to edit things in the actual creator. So yeah, and then you have a secret door there, which leads to his actual bedroom down here. And his living space. So this was all decked out with, alcohol and such, and little kitchen area and such, and little eating zone. Very nice little setups down here. For the whole thing. And so yeah, this was his living space here with all these weird little touches to it. And then there was one secret, which is his actual backup hideout for his old job, which he used to be kind of a mercenary assassin type. And so often uses disguises. And so this is his disguise room where he's got all sorts of clothing and glasses and hats and things so he could, change how he looked a bit. And then, yeah, this was just supposed to be a brick wall, because this was something from another, DLC, this actual area. So I just kind of walled it off so, it wouldn't be acknowledged as much. You get what I'm saying. For the design, because that's the only brick wall I could find. So I used a secret door to kind of stand in place of a brick wall. To seal off a broken brick wall here. And they match beautifully enough, so I thought, why not? It works. But yeah, so that's finally the major parts of the mod that I can show off to you folks easily without having to dig through thousands of saves and thousands of different locations. So to speak. So, yes, this is what is the starts of a concept for you folks. And I will be at one point kind of doing more of a video, as I said, releasing the information about things. So you folks can actually get to know it a bit better. Because this is kind of my baby. I won't lie. It's kind of my baby. So, yeah, there is that. So hate it if you want to. It may be my baby, but I ain't gonna lie. If you don't like it, it's fine. But, so folks, there is your introduction to the world of my Fallout mod. And yeah, it was a lot of fun showing it to you folks. And as I said, stream's not technically over. We'll hang out just a little bit after to chat with you folks. But yeah, so it has been fun showing you folks all this. And I hope you folks enjoyed seeing it all. Thank you, guys. Ah, you stole them, I see.
Oh, can I do a really high-pitched voice? Yes, I can pretty much do a pretty high-pitched voice, yeah.
And yeah, the Painter Cat Pizzeria place, yeah, I don't know, I went for certain vibes for that place and for Cherry's place, because I wanted very bright, colorful lighting and stuff. I don't know, I have a love of very colorful stuff. I do like very drab stuff too, though, for simple stuff, but I don't know, I really enjoy that sort of color aesthetic. Lots of colors. Very true. Like, very full 180 of, I'm gonna turn everybody into goo piles with this weapon. Oh, they're all dead. I personally think Catnap was like kind of carrying you by the scruff of your shirt, maybe, kind of like a kitten. It's carried by a dad. And yeah, Keiki, you can send stuff to me in DMs on Twitter. I believe I have it set that way, yes. Yeah, let's see here. Yay. Yay for the Painter Cat hoodie. Oh, good lord. So it is that warm. I knew they were warm when I got my test one. But yeah, so I really love this mod idea, and I will figure it out. No, I haven't heard of that song. I'm curious now. But yeah, so I don't know. I had a lot of fun building the concept stuff for that. Even more fun, despite the struggle of creating those weapons in the game and actually getting them to work. because the first couple of times they failed. No, yeah, Chet's had that kind of moment. Oh, yeah, I'm curious about that too, because that's actually a location from 3 Phantom Zone. So I'm curious about that. And thank you, Rebecca. Thank you guys for being so supportive. But yeah, if you guys ever want to check out more information about it too, that I do have some videos still up on my channel that are related to it, so you can kind of get to know the characters. One of the characters is the guy up in the corner, which is Cherry Bomb. He is the character you folks saw. And yeah, that is his firearm, the bullet squeezer. Some of his items have kind of funny names, like Cherry Bomb's bowler hat, because bowler hats, fun historical fact, were used as safety hats originally. And so it's called Cherry Safety Hat. Mr. Man in the corner. Yeah. Yes. Oh, you will not believe how many times I've heard that joke. That's actually why I was going to at one point have him in the mod just during combat, because there's random dialogue that you can program them to say while they're fighting. It doesn't need to be in any certain situation, but there was a random chance he would, yes, go, cherry bomb, randomly. Oh, okay, I need to check that out then, Keiki. Let me double check here. Because, yeah, I can do that as we chat, folks. Because I said, just for a teeny bit after stream, I will be chatting with you folks. So let me go to... Where are you, settings? Edit profile. Huh. Are there... I will need to figure that out, Keiki. My apologies. Settings and privacy. That is it, probably. Okay, let me... Sorry, folks, I am new to some of this stuff. Oh, I approve of that, Alec. Right, let's see. Creator subscription. Can access. Excuse me while I randomly Weird. I don't know how to set that. I'll need to look into that later, Keiki, then. Okay. They have the smiling critters. I was like, oh, I want the catnap one. I approve of that, Rebecca, and I hope that it gets added, because that would be awesome. No new Painter Cat merch ideas yet. I am kind of toying with mouse pads or more simple stuff in a lower price range type of thing, because I've noticed not a lot of people are too curious about the PainterCat merch, which is completely fine. Some merch sells, some merch doesn't. It's the way of life. Oh, okay. I figured it out. Allow message requests. There we go. All right, now you can send messages to me on Twitter, folks. So if anybody is curious or wants to send any messages, feel free. Yeah, plushies would be cute. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I'd need to figure out how to look into actually having PainterCat plushies made. That's an interesting question. How would one, how does one go about getting a plushie made, and then how does one go about probably making a meme of the, wait, don't turn me into a marketable plush. No! I had to. Oh. Oh, wow. Oh, good God. Have John. Oh, God. Johnny would also make an interesting plushie. Peter, don't make me into a marketable plush. No. Oh, anyway. Heck yeah, that is awesome, Alec. Oh, heck yeah, thank you. We'll try not to overheat too much. But yeah, folks, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, or whatever it may be for you folks. But I am probably calling the stream quits here. Because, as I said, this was more just a showcase of the mod, and I will be doing a more in-depth video of the mod at some point. Heck yeah, Rebecca, that is awesome. Heck yeah, Alec, and you were awesome for doing the timestamps. Thank you so much. And see you later, Phantom Zone. See y'all later, folks. Ooh, I like that idea, Minty. Oh, hey, Leon. The stream was just ending. My apologies. I know you just came back, I believe. Or no, you just joined. I'm sorry, Leon. Or no, yeah, you just came back. So apologies, but yeah, it's ending now. But Oh, no worries, Leon. It's chill. Yeah, night, folks. And until next time, you are all awesome. And don't you forget it. Yep. See you on Saturday, folks. Bye, everybody.